Good morning and welcome to the Daily Accelerated Growth Call. This is your call for Tuesday, October 20th, 2015. I'm recording this a day late, which I'll explain. I got up yesterday. I actually woke up a little angry, and to be specific, I didn't actually wake up angry, but within a few minutes of getting up, I read an email that sort of placed me in a position where I was angry. And the issue over why I became angry is based on something I was encouraged to do by a friend who was trying to help me by pushing me to resolve a sort of a long time unresolved issue. And the long and short of it really is that it doesn't matter what the issue was. What matters is that I was affected by it. What matters is that I was angry. And I'm going to read you something out of my 12-step literature. This is a book called 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. We refer to it affectionately as the 12 and 12. And it has a passage that I often refer back to whenever I'm experiencing feelings of anger, especially if I feel like I'm justified in experiencing that anger. And first, let's take a moment of calm. I forgot to do that. It's really important. Just helps me get centered. I've kind of been at it already for a while now, so I'm sort of past the point for my own part of having the moment of calm, but I actually haven't done it, so it's important. It's important to get me centered. So here's the passage that I want to read to you, and this applies to everybody, whether you're an alcoholic or not, or you're a drug addict or not, it doesn't matter. It says, it's a spiritual axiom that every time we are disturbed, no matter what the cause, there's something wrong with us, right? I'm the one with the problem. I'm the one who's angry. I'm the one who's experiencing these ill feelings. It's not having any effect on the person I'm angry at. So even if I'm justified at being angry with somebody, that anger is only hurting me. And I think we all know this, but sometimes it takes reading something like this over and over again for it to really sink in. If somebody hurts us and we are sore, we are in the wrong also. But are there no exceptions to this rule? What about justifiable anger? If somebody cheats us, aren't we entitled to be mad? Can't we be properly angry with self-righteous folk? For us of AA, and I would submit for anyone, period, these are dangerous exceptions. We have found that justified anger ought to be left to those better qualified to handle it. I'm not well qualified to handle even justifiable anger. In other words, it will destroy me. It will destroy my day. It will cause me to act out badly and treat others around me poorly. You know, think back to maybe the last time you had a bad day. Not that I really want you to rehash a bad experience like this, but only for the purpose of learning from it. Have you ever had an experience where you kind of wake up and maybe your mind is noisy and you're really not aware of where you're at, on a spiritual level? And so then you get to, let's say, Starbucks or wherever you might stop for coffee or something in the morning, speaking of. And you go to the counter and maybe the person serving you doesn't give you as friendly a smile as you'd like to get. Or maybe they just rub you the wrong way somehow. Now all of a sudden you're put off, right? Then you get back in your car with your cup of coffee and you're driving in traffic, and all of a sudden everybody on the road is just an idiot. Anybody who's going slower than you is an idiot. Anybody who's going faster than you is a maniac. And then you get to work, and now what's your mood? What's your mindset like, right? And all of a sudden all your coworkers are on your nerves and everybody's just getting in your way and screwing things up. And before you know it, halfway or further through your day, you start to wonder why everybody else is acting so poorly. And in reality, it's all you. It's all your perspective. It's because you allowed these things to affect you in this way, and you allowed it to fester and grow. So I remember a passage like this because then I can take a moment of calm and center myself and recognize that it's up to me. It's up to me. I can change my day this minute. I can stop what I'm doing right now, get centered, get focused, recognize that the negative feelings I'm feeling towards somebody else, the anger I'm feeling, doesn't help me, doesn't help them. The only thing I can do is make a split-second decision. Can I do something about this right now? If the answer is yes, then I should act promptly and handle it, right? And usually that means if I'm upset with somebody, confronting them about it in a constructive way, not confronting them and going off on them, but saying to them something along the lines of, hey, when you said such and such to me, it really bothered me. Can we talk about that? I'd rather you didn't speak to me that way. Whatever it is, you can do that. And even if you think it's not going to be well received or heard, doesn't matter. You're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you. You're doing it so that you can acknowledge that you had ill feelings toward them, and you're owning your part in that, and you're getting rid of it by addressing it directly with them. How they deal with it, that's on them, and that's their issue. And if they get angry because you told them the truth, then they're the ones who then need to take a moment of calm and recenter themselves for their day. See how that works? It goes all the way around. So again, the issue over why I was angry really was irrelevant, other than the fact that I had to make a decision. What, if anything, could I do about it right now? And if I can't do anything about it right now, if I identify what the solution is and it's not something I can take action on right now, then I have to let it go. I have to give it up and let it go and say, I can't deal with this right now, and then focus on what is right in front of me. What should I be dealing with? What should I be focusing on? Maybe it's opening up my browser window here and starting to take notes about what I need to accomplish today, so that feelings like that and experiences like that don't get in between me and my goals. Protect your goals fiercely. Protect your goals with ferocity. Don't ever let anything or anyone get in between you and your goals for the day. And sometimes the way to get centered around that is to sit down and, like I've been doing lately, open up a note in Trello and just start writing, what are my goals for today? And you'll find the thoughts creeping in. They'll try and creep in. They'll try and get you. It's almost like a disease trying to, get hold of your mind and say, no, go focus on this negative thing, right? And it's like something trying to pull you out of it. It's like this bad influence trying to pull you out of the good mindset and get you into a bad one. And the trick is not to allow it in. The trick is to fill your mind and your heart up so much with love that there's absolutely no room for any of that negative stuff. That's how you deal with stuff like that. It's just replace negative feelings with positive feelings and fill yourself up so much with those positive feelings that there's simply no room for the negative. And you'll deal with things at the appropriate time and in the appropriate place and in the appropriate form. And that's how I get through a day really well, when I remember to concentrate. And I am by no means perfect. I was never rendered, pure as the driven snow. It's a game of progress, not perfection. Every day I try and do better than I did yesterday. Some days I look back and realize I've done worse, which is why it's important to reflect on my day at the end of every day and ask myself those questions. What did I do well? What did I do poorly? And on the liability side of that balance sheet, when I look at the things I did poorly, how can I do better next time? That, my friends, is your call for Tuesday, October 20th, 2015. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you on the call.